No one at the office knew how close Daniel was to giving up. He was a single dad trying to stay afloat, juggling deadlines, daycare pickups, and bills that never stopped coming. And if things weren't already hard enough, his boss, Claire, seemed determined to push him to the edge. She criticized everything, from the way he organized files to the way he breathed during meetings. But then, on a rainy Tuesday afternoon, after months of tension, frustration, and confusion, Claire did something no one saw coming. It was the moment that turned Daniel's entire life upside down, and reminded him what real kindness can do. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe to Kindness Lights, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps us bring more heartwarming stories to life. Daniel Lopez never planned to be a single dad at 32, but life doesn't always wait for you to be ready. His daughter, Mia, was his whole world, an energetic 5-year-old who loved drawing pictures of rainbows and pretending to be a superhero. Daniel adored her, but raising her alone while working full-time at Renshaw and Company was exhausting. And Claire Renshaw, his boss, didn't make it easier. Claire was brilliant, respected, and, as many said behind closed doors, intimidatingly perfect. Her clothes were crisp, her schedule airtight, and her expectations sky-high. Daniel told himself she wasn't actually mean, just demanding. Still, he often left work feeling like he'd failed at something again. One morning, after Daniel got a flat tire while dropping Mia at daycare, he arrived 15 minutes late to an important meeting. Claire didn't raise her voice, but her disappointed stare was enough. "Daniel," she said, "I need you to take your responsibilities more seriously." He wanted to explain, he always wanted to explain, but the words jammed in his throat. He simply nodded, shoulders heavy, and sat down. That night, after putting Mia to bed, Daniel stared at his overdue bills and let out a long, shaky breath. He was doing everything he could, but it never felt like enough. The next week only got worse. Mia came down with a fever, and Daniel had to leave work early 3 days in a row. Claire watched him rush out each afternoon, her expression unreadable. On Friday, she asked him to step into her office. Daniel braced himself for the worst, but Claire didn't look angry. She just looked tired. Maybe even worried. "Are you okay?" she asked softly. The question caught him off guard. No one at work ever asked how he was doing. He forced a smile. "Yeah. Just a lot going on." Claire hesitated. "If you ever need to talk about your workload, I'm fine," Daniel cut in. Really, he wasn't fine. But he didn't want pity. He wanted a break. Just once that weekend, Daniel brought Mia to the grocery store, hoping a slow afternoon together would ease the pressure. While Mia picked out apples, Daniel turned the corner and nearly bumped into someone. It was Claire. Her perfectly controlled expression faltered. Daniel. Mia peeked from behind him, suddenly shy. Claire knelt down and smiled warmly. "You must be Mia. I've heard a lot about your amazing drawings." Mia brightened instantly. Daniel felt something shift. Claire wasn't being formal or distant. She was being human. On Monday, Claire surprised him again. She called Daniel into her office, but instead of criticism, she handed him a folder. "I rearranged part of your workload," she said. "Just temporary, until things settle with your daughter. And HR-approved remote afternoons as needed." Daniel stared at her. "You, what? Why?" Claire folded her hands. "Because you look like someone who's carrying more than one person should. And I don't want to be the reason things get heavier." For the first time in months, Daniel felt the knot in his chest loosen. Over the next few weeks, Claire continued to show moments of unexpected kindness. She brought Mia a coloring book on a day Daniel had to bring her to the office. She left a coffee on his desk with a sticky note that simply said, "You're doing great." None of it erased the stress of life, but each gesture made Daniel feel seen. Then came the afternoon everything changed. A massive account presentation was due, and Daniel had stayed late to perfect it. Most of the office was empty except Claire, who was reviewing papers in her glass-walled office. When Daniel brought the final draft to her, she looked up and smiled, an actual smile, the kind he'd never seen from her before. "This is excellent," she said. Really? Daniel exhaled. Thank you. It means a lot. Claire stood, walked around her desk, and paused just inches from him. Daniel. I know I haven't always treated you fairly. I was too focused on results and not enough on the people behind them. It's okay, Daniel replied quietly. You've been kinder lately. I've noticed. Claire looked at him with a softness that surprised them both. I just wish I'd understood sooner what you were going through. Before he could respond, she gently placed a hand on his shoulder. The moment felt tender, calm, full of everything she'd never said aloud. Then, with a breath of hesitation, Claire leaned in and kissed him. It wasn't dramatic or rushed. It was soft. Careful. Like someone finally showing gratitude, apology, and hope all at once. Daniel didn't pull away. For the first time in a long time, he felt something other than exhaustion. He felt seen, appreciated, cared for.